Ezekiel chapters 1 and 2. In the 13th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th day of the month, while I was among the exiles by the Shadar canal, the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of God. On the 5th day of the month, it was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's exile. The word of the Lord came directly to the priest Ezekiel, son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the Shadar canal. The Lord's hand was on him there. I looked, and there was a whirlwind coming from the north, a huge cloud with fire, flashing back and forth, and brilliant light all around it. In the center of the fire there was a gleam like amber, and the likeness of 4 living creatures came from it. And this was their appearance. They looked something like a human, but each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight, and the soles of their feet were like the hooves of a calf, sparkling like the gleam of polished bronze. They had human hands under their wings on their 4 sides. All 4 of them had faces and wings. Their wings were touching. The creatures did not turn as they moved. Each one went straight ahead. Their faces looked something like the face of a human, and each of the 4 had the face of a lion on the right, the face of an ox on the left, and the face of an eagle. That is what their faces were like. Their wings were spread upward. Each had 2 wings touching that of another, and 2 wings covering its body. Each creature went straight ahead wherever the Spirit wanted to go. They went without turning as they moved. The likeness of the living creatures was like the appearance of blazing coals of fire, or like torches. Fire was moving back and forth between the living creatures. It was bright with lightning coming out of it. The creatures were darting back and forth like flashes of lightning. When I looked at the living creatures, there was 1 heel on the ground beside each of the 4-faced creatures. The appearance of the wheels and their craftsmanship was like the gleam of beryl. And all 4 had the same likeness. Their appearance and craftsmanship was like a wheel within a wheel. When they moved, they went in any of the 4 directions without turning as they moved. Their 4 rims were tall and awe-inspiring, completely covered with eyes. When the living creatures moved, the wheels moved beside them. And when the creatures rose from the earth, the wheels also rose. Wherever the Spirit wanted to go, the creatures went in the direction the Spirit was moving. The wheels rose alongside them, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. When the creatures moved, the wheels moved. When the creatures stopped, the wheels stopped. And when the creatures rose from the earth, the wheels rose alongside them, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Over the heads of the living creatures, the likeness of an expanse was spread out. It gleamed like awe-inspiring crystal, and under the expanse their wings extended one toward another. They each also had 2 wings covering their bodies. When they moved, I heard the sound of their wings like the roar of a huge torrent, like the voice of the Almighty, and a sound of tumult, like the noise of an army. When they stopped, they lowered their wings. A voice came from above the expanse, over their heads. When they stopped, they lowered their wings. Something like a throne with the appearance of lapis lazuli was above the expanse over their heads. On the throne high above was someone who looked like a human. From what seemed to be his waist up, I saw a gleam like amber, with what looked like fire enclosing it all around. From what seemed to be his waist down, I also saw what looked like fire. There was a brilliant light all around him. The appearance of the brilliant light all around was like that of a rainbow in a cloud on a rainy day. This was the appearance of the likeness of the Lord's glory. When I saw it, I fell face down and heard a voice speaking. He said to me, "Son of man, stand up on your feet, and I will speak with you." As he spoke to me, the Spirit entered me and set me on my feet, and I listened to the one who was speaking to me. He said to me, "Son of man, I am sending you to the Israelites, to the rebellious pagans who have rebelled against me. The Israelites and their ancestors have transgressed against me to this day. The descendants are obstinate and hard-hearted. I am sending you to them, and you must say to them, this is what the Lord God says, whether they listen or refuse to listen. For they are a rebellious house. They will know that a prophet has been among them. But you, son of man, do not be afraid of them, and do not be afraid of their words. Even though briars and thorns are beside you, and you live among scorpions, don't be afraid of their words or discouraged by the look on their faces, for they are a rebellious house. Speak my words to them, whether they listen or refuse to listen, for they are rebellious. And you, son of man, listen to what I tell you. Do not be rebellious like the rebellious house. Open your mouth and eat what I am giving you. So I looked and saw a hand reaching out to me, and there was a written scroll in it. When he unrolled it before me, it was written on the front and back words of lamentation, mourning, and woe were written on it.